The election was, let's see, it's November 3rd, so 8 years ago. And they're still talking about too many paper ballots. There's been 3 verifications in Georgia, 3 of them. And all of them have said that President Trump is a loser.
And it's in your folders. It has been sent to the members of the committee previously. Several days ago, you've had a chance to review it. And I don't really think we need to go through it paragraph by paragraph, but I know we've looked at it, and I'm willing to entertain a motion to approve the report. I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
This is the exciting part.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
No.
Unanimously.
Okay. This is the Georgia Senate hearing on the election fraud. And we're going to cover this for about a half an hour, and then we'll take a break, and then we'll come back. This is delayed right now. This is the beginning of the hearing. They're already, let's see where they are. They're about 2 hours into this. President Trump just tweeted about this. I didn't even know this was happening, because it's all irrelevant. None of it means anything. The law states that the electors that Georgia elected and placed, certified, on the 8th of December.
Okay.
That's that. There's no alternate electors. That the law is very, very clear about this. We've been through this before as a country. This is all nonsense. If you'd like to join the chat window over there with Marcy, Marcy is in Hawaii. Where she is like 2 o'clock yesterday, but she's in the chat room. So get on it, kids. All you have to do, you can't click on that blue area over there. That's not going to do anything. Whatever platform you're on, just chat as normally, as Chuck just did. Good morning, Chuck. And you can be part of the chat conversation as well.
Now we'll proceed with our order of witnesses that we have. And I would like to begin by calling Kathy Latham. And to the witnesses, we have we're on a time limit. I'm going to ask you to begin by just telling us who you are, where you're from, what your position is, and then if you would get to the point. Okay, and after Ms. Latham, it will have Ann Dover by Zoom call. Is she on?
Her name is Andover. Is she from Maryland?
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
My name is Kathy Latham. I am the underage chair for the caucus for the 80,000.
Someone going to turn on her mic?
In the Georgia GOP. I'm over 129 counties in the rural counties in Georgia. I'm also the chair for the Coffee County Republican Party.
Okay, so she's the chair from some counties Republican Party. I can't really hear her.
Okay, well, I've been involved with the voting process from the very beginning with Coffee County. We have a very good relationship in our board, Democrats and Republicans. We all want a fair election. I began during this cycle working in the June primary, and from the get-go, we had nothing but problems. The scanners were messed up completely as we were scanning.
Not election fraud. Everything we hear will be not election fraud or completely nonsensical. Everything.
Constant.
Oh, they might get that, what was her name? Grace? Grace, without a last name, the young lady who said somebody else voted for her. I haven't been able, she was on Hannity or something. Remember seeing her. And again, no one says her last name. She's 21 years old. It's okay to use her last name. But no one has used her last name. But I just I want more information on her so I can look it up. If I get a last name, I can look it up. Some newspaper's done some research into this. Certainly not Hannity.
Constantly having to be clean.
Because that, if true, is a case of voter fraud. Or a clerical error. More likely a clerical error. But that's a thing. Congratulations, David, on being first. These are the Senate hearings in Georgia happening right now, but we're about 2 hours behind. They've been happening for a while. So we're going to cover this for a little while, and then I'm going to take a break, and then I will be back later and we'll cover them more.
They wouldn't scan. Finally.
Before we go on, David, has Snopes done an article on the counting of electors on January 6th? That's my question, because I'm going to do a Shut the Fact Up on that today.
Halfway through, even just trying to scan one at a time, we had all kinds of problems. We sent a city cop to a county a couple hours away to go get an emergency scanner in the middle of the night, lights blaring, brought it back and finished the next day with a borrowed scanner.
Okay, that's good. Good for you.
In the meantime, during the time getting ready for the November election, I was in a couple of Zoom calls with the Secretary of State, and
Zoom is actually made by China, so right there.
reminded them of that we had problems with our scanners. He
Scanner was made in China. I don't know what the scanner's made.
remembered the problem, and he assured me that we would get a new scanner for our county. Gave it over to Mr. Gabriel Sterling. I was given, promises that we'd get a scanner. During the time frame, we never got a new scanner. So then we get into the November election. We had the election, had the scanning, all of that with the same old scanner that we had to be done in certain batches.
Okay.
But in the meantime, in between the June and the November primary, it was discovered that we could manipulate the ballot. And our supervisor of elections realized that accidentally she clicked and could change a ballot. And I believe that is shown on a YouTube video that you have queued up right now.
Okay.
Okay, but they've done 2 recounts of those ballots, one by hand, but okay.
Would you like to show that to us?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Before you start, your microphone
I don't think you can approve links. I'll dig that link out. Thank you, guys. Or David, just send it to me on Messenger if you would. Thank you.
was not on when you told us who you were, and there are people that are listening
Sure.
by live stream. Could you just state that again for
Yes,
us, please?
my name is
Yes, Hugo Chavez is unavailable right now.
Kathy Latham.
Hey,
I
Stephanie.
am the under 80,000 caucus chair for the Georgia GOP. I'm over the
That is oddly specific.
129 rural counties of Georgia. I'm also the chair of the Republican Party for Coffee County.
Okay, thank you.
Coffee County? Is that a thing in Georgia? And if so, cheers.
All right.
I
Now
want
let's go ahead.
to
I bet it's spelled like with a K. It doesn't even like a PH.
adjudicate it right here. This is one that I did right before y'all got here. So we're going to go and say we're going to complete this one just like it is. But if you look, here is a vote that is double voted. It's overvoted. I don't.
Hold on, we're gonna watch this. But why is she recording this sideways? What is wrong with all of these people? $10 says she voted for Trump. There is a Coffee County. No, it's coffee with like the drink, like the beverage. Actually, this mug goes very well with this background. I'm so proud of myself. Also makes my eyes pop. Speaking of pop, there's Coffee County. There's one in Tennessee. There's one in Alabama. There's one in Georgia. They're all spelled like coffee should be spelled. COVFEFE. Let's watch this.
No, that is double
No.
like it is right here. This is
You're in the South because no, town, and down have 2 syllables, and mirror only has 1.
one that I did right before y'all got here. So we're going to go and say we're going to complete this one
Wow, her go has 2 syllables.
just like it
That's impressive to make 2 syllables out of 2 letters. Okay.
is. But if you look, here is a vote that is double voted. It's overvoted.
Yes.
I don't know if when I hit complete, is it going to accept a vote for both candidates? Or is it, since there's a red box around it, is it going to reject it altogether?
There we go. Hold on. I'm slow clapping the guy with the camera. I tell you guys I want my license plate to read slow clap, SLOCLAP. I don't know how much that costs in California, and I know that I don't have a job right now and I'm not gainfully employed and I have no prospects or talent. But maybe I'll do it like a GoFundMe. Maybe if somebody wants to send me, I don't know how much a personalized plate is in California. $85? That's how much it was in Washington. I don't even know. Somebody fact check that for me. Hey kids, if you're just joining us, we are watching the election hearings, the fraud investigation in Georgia going on right in the Senate in Georgia. Even though The electors have already been certified in Georgia. Nothing happening in that is going to change the election and make Donald Trump the president, but we are watching.
So I'm gonna say it's complete. I could also say hide the box.
Okay?
The box went away. There's a check mark. Did it accept the check mark?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Now
I
we're
don't
back.
know. But I'm gonna say nothing needs to be changed. Okay?
Does it tell you what it does after you
No.
Buddy,
hit complete?
buddy,
No, sir.
right?
I'm gonna say I want to take it. No, wait just a minute. I want to go and I think I want to vote for Joe.
This is her complaint. I don't understand something, therefore fraud. She turned fraud into 3 syllables. Was that impressive? The judges say that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody at home. Thank you for.
Jason Shaw. They didn't vote that ballot a while ago. There wasn't nothing there. I think.
There ain't nothing there. Wait. Did she just said were ain't and put it together, which is a double conjugation? Hold on. Slow clap at home, everybody. Wait. I have never heard that before. There ain't nothing there.
We need to vote for him. And I'm going to complete it. Confirm ballot save, move to next ballot. Okay.
Jesus Christ, turn your
So it
phone.
pulls up the next ballot that needs to be adjudicated.
So you made a vote for someone where someone did not vote,
I did, didn't I?
and you're the election supervisor?
I'm the election supervisor. I am the person that sits and does the adjudication. Yes, sir.
Well, I hope she's in jail right now because she just committed voter fraud.
Go back to the Trump and Biden race and decide, since both are marked, you just count one of them and not count the other one? Can you decide?
Let's see. Yep, sure can. I think I want to vote for Biden. Let's let Biden win this one.
So what you put supersedes whatever.
Uh-huh.
So you,
But I decided this Al, he don't deserve no votes. Let's not let nobody vote for that. And
Let's not let nobody vote for that. Let's not let nobody. Let's not. Wow. That wait no double negative animal style.
complete. Okay.
Morning, Andy, or afternoon, or evening, Andy and Sean, both of you. You're overseas. Hey, Phil.
Well, here's another one.
That's what we got from our discussion the other day.
I don't think any votes need to vote on this ballot.
So we're watching the Georgia Senate hearings. This is someone with a video saying she's an election supervisor, and she's showing how somebody with the Dominion computer system could change the votes.
I think this really needs to be just a blank ballot. Complete.
all right, board, I want y'all to step outside with me. Y'all step out. Shut that door.
Good morning, Margaret. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. That's how my grandfather used to sing it. My Bompa used to sing, you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. I don't know why my Bompa had a southern accent in this. I don't know why this vignette includes that. I have no idea. Stephanie B says, my sister has personalized plate that says gently, and the license frame says hit me. The plate says so I need the money. And the bottom of the frame, I need the money. Hit me gently, I need the money. Hi, Primrose, good to see you. Okay, so apparently with the software, you can manipulate the vote. If you do it and you hit confirm and you're an elections official, if only they had done a recount of some kind in Georgia. Morning, Debbie. We're just going to leave the video running.
Was that it, or is there a little more?
That's a good question. The guy taking the video. Are we done here? If there ain't no trouble, not doing nothing.
You might be able to, on the video, if you kind of move back a little bit, you can see that they step back so you can see from the small room. And most,
Oh, that's not the guy with the camera. That's the guy in the Senate hearing going, are we done here? Is this?
Your small counties, this adjudication process is happening in a small room, so you can't put people in there
Good pre-evening to you, Sean. Pre-evening.
to watch, so they have to stand in an observation. So when you're just watching a computer operator doing this, you don't know what they're doing. And so that was the purpose of the rest of the videos, to show
Could you
that.
explain what you mean by an adjudication so that people can understand
Sure.
what we're talking about?
A lot of times
Okay.
ballots have to go through a process where maybe there's an undervote, which means nobody was voted for in a certain category, like maybe nobody voted for president. Or they voted for twice, and which happened in many of the races, especially in that long primary where there were 21 candidates. You'd be surprised how many people voted for 2 and 3 people.
And would that be on the absentee ballot where they're being hand marked?
Yes, sir. And other problems with
This isn't a court green room. This is the Senate in Georgia.
scanned ballots too. Anything from the ballot marking machine or from the day of voting, that some of those have to be adjudicated because there may be a stray mark on the ballot and it will pull it up as an image, and you can go in and look at it and manipulate that image.
And so what?
So the software is capable of doing things. Does that mean that Trump won? Judges? No, nothing.
What happens if there's a double vote or there's no vote? Walk
Okay,
through that process.
you
with me.
should, in a county where everything works right, as in Coffee County, you have a Republican, a Democrat, and a neutral person. And usually your neutral person is a board member, and both people look at the ballot and determine.
That's 3 people, not both. That's 3 people. She just said 3 people.
Usually your neutral person is a board member,
Yeah.
and both people look at the ballot and determine voter intent. Now, on the absentee ballot, very easy to see voter intent because those people actually
So the 3 people, both of them look at the ballot. Is that what she's? Where do they find these people?
marked the ballot.
Oh, Georgia.
You can see what they marked. You can see if they crossed something out.
Yeah.
The other ballot, which is the scan ballot with a QR code,
Yeah.
it's impossible to see voter intent because you're reading a QR code, and I do not have the ability to know what's inside a QR code.
There is a paper backup of that QR code. The voter beside them, right beside the voting machine where you're going beep, 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 and choosing, okay? Your votes then are printed on paper on a little printer that has a cool little window that turns translucent. When it's time to confirm your vote, you confirm it and it turns opaque again, so the next voter can't see that paper record. But there is a paper record of every single vote in the swing states. Every single one.
And I don't know of anybody who knows what's inside a QR code. Basically, when you vote on a ballot machine and it spits out that paper ballot, it's sort of like autocorrect. Do any of you like your autocorrect on your phone? You know, you're texting
Yes.
something to somebody and you send it, and in the process that you send that text, it autocorrected to another word. How do we
It is not like autocorrect. That is not the way the system happens at all.
know that that's not happening in those ballot marking machines? You
Because there's a copy of it right there and you confirm it. Jesus Christ, she's in charge of things.
can't tell what the voter intended. And if you read your ballot on November, I had to put my glasses on, and I have bifocal contacts to read those small words. I don't know how many people actually check their ballot to see what they said and what was on the screen. Is that what printed? So it's hard to
Is that a thing? Is bifocal contacts a thing? If it is, then great, get me some. But is it?
determine voter intent on those. But on an absentee ballot or any kind of paper ballot, very easy to determine voter intent. And there was never any problem what a Republican or a Democrat saw. So
Okay, so there was never any problem. Follow-up question. What the fuck are you doing here? Why? This is a hearing on fraud.
and
Maybe it's a hearing on election issues. I don't know.
you know, if somebody might made an X on one, you could tell that they didn't want that one, they wanted the other one. So then you could change it.
Okay, thank you. Senator Tillery?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for your testimony. I just have one question. Were you a part of the Henry County, Coffee County?
I was part of the entire process.
I was on the voter review panel, so I understand part of this. So,
Mm-hmm.
thank you for helping others understand it.
Of course she's Republican, Debbie.
What was,
So all of that, what was that? 12 minutes of her so far, including a video? All of it too. No, nothing was changed. Okay. All right.
the hand recount?
Or did it match the
Hey, Barb.
machine count in coffee, or do you know?
It was off by, I don't have the exact numbers. I have the printout here and I can look at it.
Okay.
And I can tell you what that was for Coffee County. Do you
Okay.
want me to look that? I have it
Yes.
printed.
We can talk about it later on. I was
Okay.
just
No,
wondering.
how
'cause
about looking it up now so we know that the counts were pretty damn close? How about that? So we have some sort of actual evidence.
There was some variance. The big difference came in the
Okay.
recertification when we had to do the recount.
Yeah.
we had
So-
heard something about that, and that's kind of what I thought you might be talking more about. And
I can-
I don't
yes.
understand where the numbers were different, and if the chairman would indulge on the time. We've heard
Yes.
about that, but I'm not sure that I understand it, and I was just wondering if you
The
could
problem
briefly
was is
explain
they
it.
could never reduplicate what happened on election night, and every time they ran the numbers, they got a
Reduplicate. This woman's in charge. This woman is in charge of things.
different number.
Through the scanner?
Yes, sir.
The problem is they couldn't double, verify, duplicate. That's all one word put together. That's a word. That is a word.
How
So-
many times did that happen?
5 times. They ran 15,000 ballots 5 times.
And you
Okay.
received 5 different numbers each?
They sure did.
What were those numbers?
Mr. Chairman, if I can ask another
Yeah.
question. I'm upset, and I know Georgians will be upset if it's one off. So I'm not trying
Yes.
to diminish that at all. Do you know what the range was?
Anywhere from, at one point, I'm trying to remember, I know that at one point Jorgensen had 100 extra votes. The variance was somewhere around 50, going back and forth. But the problem was they could never duplicate it. They couldn't get the same count twice in a row.
Right.
And you should be able to, at least but within one vote.
And none of those machine counts matched the actual hand count later on, or do you?
In one case, there was a 51 vote discrepancy, and the Secretaries of State office opened an investigation into it and certified it. So we're good, right? Moving on. The Republican Secretary of State's office. Yeah.
You know.
No. Nor election night results.
Senator Heath?
Ms. Latham, do you know if, when you adjudicate a ballot, does the Dominion system keep a record of that they're,
So I don't remember if this lady's name is, I think she's Kathy. I don't know if she's Martin. Hold on. It was Secretary of State. I'm looking up an article from the Secretary of State's website about this. No, this is not her. But the person in charge of that, the elections director, Misty Martin, reported there was a 51 vote discrepancy, but Miss Martin could not specify what machine problems were encountered. So not this lady, but that's the head of elections for
there
County
was a
Coffee,
ballot
Coffee County.
that had this, this is what it looked like before?
See, here's the thing. I'm not familiar with Coffee County in Georgia because they call all the counties Coke County. And then you have to specify with the waitress after that specifically that you want coffee. But you order a Coke County.
For
It's
adjudication,
just the way things work in Georgia. I've been around.
and this is what it looked like after adjudication?
I will say I'm not a computer expert, and do I know the Dominion system inside and out? No. However, I've been told there's no record. Our supervisor said she can see no record that she adjudicated X amount of ballots. And I do know that when we did the recount, we came up with one
There is a record.
that was odd,
If only they had asked Dominion to join them rather than suing them.
and I went, oh, I remember we had to adjudicate. I just happened to remember that one because they wrote Jesus Christ down and misspelled Christ. So I happened to remember that one. And, that was one that came up that was different.
Oh, I love that. Hold on.
but-
Hold on. I got to
Jesus
record that.
Christ down and misspelled Christ. Had to adjudicate. Recount, we came up with one that was odd, and I went, oh, I remember we had to adjudicate. I just happened to remember that one because they wrote Jesus Christ down and misspelled Christ. So I happened to remember that one. And, that was one that came up that was different. But she said she can see no record on her end if there is any record of adjudication.
So far as you know, you can't audit that process. You can't go back and review.
Not
that
from the
process.
county end. Can we see that at all?
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you for making the long trip up here. We
Sure.
appreciate your time. Yeah,
Okay, hold on. I got to just verify the audio on that works before I tweet it to the president.
I just happen to remember that one because they wrote Jesus Christ down and misspelled Christ. So I happen to remember I just happen to remember.
I love these people. There is a Jesus Christ who ran for dog catcher in Coke County. One of the there's 176 Coke counties in Georgia.
yeah.
It's like Louisiana. They're called parishes there. They're called Cokes here. So this is Coffee Coke. Fulton Coke was where all the fraud took place.
Yes.
Preston Halliburton, attorney of counsel.
Giuliani legal team, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee.
Oh, he's with the Giuliani legal team apparently. And the mic is on. Here we go.
Kathy,
I'm going to be broadcasting for about 3 more minutes, and then we'll come back later. I have to go play some Netsing, and then we'll come back after that and broadcast some more. Let me verify that hasn't been canceled or anything. But yeah, I don't even know if Kevin Lee Daughter's awake yet.
as your attorney in the matter, obviously, we're asserting whistleblower status. There's been issues with other witnesses having been retaliated against after their testimony. So we're taking precautions to protect her in that matter, and I thank the committee for considering that. Ms. Latham, was that 15,000 you talked about, was that ever actually certified?
We were never able to certify those results.
So as we're sitting on election day, those 15,000 votes may or may not have counted, but after election day in the recount, do you have any way of knowing, as we see here today, if those actually counted in Trump's total or Joe Biden?
Nobody's ever shown me that, and I've asked the question, and I got a shoulder shrug. I know that Coffee County certified election night, but we were never able to certify from the recount.
And could you explain to the committee the ratio that you saw of the Trump ballots that, in your opinion, were not going through, whether that be accidental or intentional? Can you explain that process?
Okay, during the recount, I was standing there. There was me, various volunteers throughout the day. As ballots were being scanned, votes would jam up the system. There's a system where it does 4 ballots, and it tells you which ballot to pull and then rescan. As the day went on, the supervisor would pull those 1 ballots that were jamming and stacking them up. At the end of the day, she made the determination to run those entire ballots.
Right.
They were the QR codes, not the absentee ballots. They were the ones with the QR codes.
And is there any other counties that
And what happened? And what happened? What happened? That's what we want to know. Did the machine count those votes? Fuck.
this happened in where they were concerned about certifying but felt compelled or forced to?
Yes, I was told by many counties that they called, questioned the Secretary of State, and they were told to certify.
Can you tell this committee how many counties that might be?
I talked
No.
personally 8 counties, and out of that 6 said they were forced to certify.
Can you explain what you mean by forced to certify?
One county was 106 votes off, and the Secretary of State's office told them they must certify that number. Another county, which was a small county, was
Good point from Marcy. Q codes, right? They have Q codes on them. Q Anon is behind all of this. Judges agree. Thank you, Marcy, for your encyclopedia sleuthing.
2.3% off. They were told they had to recertify. Another county was off. They questioned it. The Secretary of State said, upload your stuff, let us look at it. They called them back and said, oh, we found a missing batch. And then they magically matched.
Okay.
That's what I was told.
It's not magic. It's locating the missing ballots in the system and saying, oh, okay, somebody hit the wrong button here. These ballots actually belong here. Let us move them over. That's the way it works. And again, they've done 2 recounts, one by hand, and everything is copacetic and completely pathetic.
I have copies of the emails later on, whatever you need. And those people were willing to do an affidavit.
Can you tell us what steps the Secretary
Oh, good. Hearsay.
of State took when they came down to Coffee County?
When they came to Coffee County, they came down on a Friday. They told them that Thursday, I believe, it may have been late Wednesday that they were coming.
We'll finish this witness, well, if she finishes quickly, and then I'll take a break, and then we'll come back later.
3 people from the Secretary of State showed up with guns and badges and handcuffs, and 2 Dominion Tech reps. They came with the intent of intimidation. Luckily, the county attorney stayed with the supervisor so that she wasn't by herself. And basically, he said, you want a recount? We'll do a recount. There were no Democrats, no Republicans there to watch this recount. And the attorney called to an area private school, got a group of sophomores. They sat there and divided the ballots into 100-count batches. And they proceeded to scan them, and they wouldn't scan. The Dominion Tech ran into the problems that Coffee County ran into. The Dominion Tech sat on the floor for 2 hours with a manual trying to figure out why they couldn't get the machines to do what they needed to do.
And Kathy, was the Secretary
what
of State
happened?
responsive or helpful during this process?
No, sir. In fact, I even personally texted him at times when we needed help. He would say he was on it, and we never got a response. I had emails sent to Mr. Sterling. He would say, I'm on it, and we would get no response.
I think that's conclusive testimony. Yeah.
All right, did Senator Jones, we'll need.
Real quick, thank you for being here today. Was Coffee County, a lot of the counties that I represent had IT or techs that were contracted through Dominion to serve.
Senator Jones, you might need to speak directly into the mic because they can't hear online if we
To
don't.
serve the local counties. Did Coffee County have a technician on site, a
Yes,
Dominion
sir.
technician on site?
He had many problems. He didn't know that he was.
Okay, guys, I gotta go. But we'll be back later. Let's see, probably 10:15, 10:30, somewhere in that time frame. So enjoy your morning or your pre-evening if you're in Ireland or wherever you are. And we will be back later on today with more of the exciting election fraud hearings in Georgia. So see you guys later.